Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. I'm going to talk about Record Store Day in this video. Hear a lot of polarizing opinions about it. Some people love Record Store Day, some people don't. So I'm going to kind of go over both sides and just talk about, is Record Store Day still fun? You know, it's been around for 15 plus years, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Before we get started, if you haven't already, hit that like button for me, and also hit the subscribe button. It helps me keep doing videos for you guys. And also, if you like what you see, follow us on Instagram at Noble Records, a record store in Matthews, North Carolina. It's a small independent shop. Would love to see you there and stay connected with you. So we're talking about, is Record Store Day good or bad? At any course of this video, I want you to put in the comments what you think about Record Store Day, what your opinion is. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know in the comment section. Would love to hear from you. Over the course of the past few years, my opinion for Record Store Day has changed a lot. You know, I've always been a collector, so you know, maybe 10 years ago, I went to my first Record Store Day and stood out in the rain, you know, and went in, and it was just madness, and I'm grabbing whatever, you know, and ended up getting home with everything I had, and I was like, well, this is some cool stuff, you know, and it was exciting, it was fun. Not that many people collected records then. It was, like I said, it was like 10 years ago. So, you know, and there were some cool releases and stuff like that. And every year after that, it seemed like I needed to work. I had to work. I had a job that had me working on Saturdays or whatever. And I could never really go anyways. And so I always had the FOMO, like I was like missing out on these cool record days, you know, and all these exclusive releases I couldn't get. And I hated it. A couple of years ago, I opened a record store and kind of had to face the decision, do I want to do Record Store Day for us? And so I'm going to talk about that a little bit and talk about some of the records that I actually added to my collection from Record Store Day this year. I think everybody's been excited about Record Store Day at some point. And then some people, their focus shifts a little bit. So if you're not familiar with Record Store Day is a national day where all the independent record stores carry exclusive releases that you can't get any other time of the year. You got to be there on that day to get them. There's a lot of rules involved. You can only grab one copy of each thing. And there's exclusive, when I say exclusive releases, there's things that come out on that day and only that day. And you got to be there at that time to get them. And they all sell out. And people, well, they don't all sell out, but some of them sell out. And then you have one of the most controversial elements of it, the flipper. So the flipper is someone who waits in line. They buy all the hot items and then they turn around and flip them on eBay for astronomical prices. Everyone hates the flipper. The flipper even hates the flipper, but they still flip. So that is a brief synopsis of what Record Store Day is, because actually I've had a lot of people come in the shop lately and they're like, what is Record Store Day? So that is what Record Store Day is. Now, from a shop's perspective, to be a Record Store Day shop, you got to fit a certain amount of requirements. You got to apply for it, and then they either give you the yes or the no, whether you can be a part of their distributor list, or you can, you know, get this distribution from them so you can get their titles. I am not a Record Store Day store. I've never applied for it. I've never tried. I could probably get it if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't want to do Record Store Day for probably a reason that might surprise you. I do not hate Record Store Day. I actually kind of like Record Store Day. But for me and my shop, I don't do it because we focus on used stuff and like original press stuff. That is my passion. It's always to dig up the gold, you know what I mean? So we do have new stuff. Obviously, we order all the new releases and all that stuff, and I do the best I can to stay on it with the new stuff. I really try, especially the past couple, you know, best year. I really tried. But for me, you know, when record stores, they order their stuff for Record Store Day, you have to spend a lot of money on inventory. I've heard of stores spending $100,000 on inventory for that one day, you know. And then, you know, a lot of the inventory doesn't sell, and so it sits around and ends up going in bargain bins, and then the record store loses money on those. But then a lot of stuff sells really quick and they make money, and it's a gamble for sure, and it's a labor of love. A lot of record stores do it for their customers for that one day, and so all that to say, when I was faced with the decision if I wanted to do Record Store Day for my store, I know the number one thing I hate is when people leave my shop disappointed. I want them to get what they want. You know what I mean? And so there's another local record store. They do incredible. It's called Lunchbox Records. I've shopped there since I was a kid. And they've been doing Record Store Day since the beginning. They order all the stuff. They got a staff. They got a team that does a really good job with it. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start. You know, they get everything, and everybody seems really happy with the way they do it. And so what I'm saying is, like, if you're gonna wait in line there, because I'm not going to be able to get as many as they get. I'm not going to be able to. I'm a really small shop. I didn't take out any loans to start the shop. I didn't, I don't have $100,000 to throw down on Record Store Day. I just don't. So if I'm going to throw down, and some stores throw down $20,000 or $30,000 on Record Store Day. Some maybe only 10. I don't know. But it's a lot of money for inventory for just this one day. And where we're at our shop right now, I would like to focus all my resources towards used records and like vintage stuff and stuff, because there's all different types of collectors. Some collectors don't care about any new stuff at all. They just want the original stuff, and some people love the new stuff. So it takes, for a thriving vinyl community in a city, it takes all the record stores doing different stuff to make everybody happy, because there's all different types of collectors. So for me, I focus on the used stuff. Like I said, Lunchbox, they focus on the new stuff. They do a tremendous job. I always send people over there when I don't have what they want. And so it takes everybody doing different stuff, to make it happen. So for me, I would love to do Record Store Day one day in the future. I'm not closed off to it. I would love to do it in the future. But when I do it, I want to make sure that I do it right, and that the people that are waiting in line get what they want, and they're excited about it, and they're happy when they leave. So there are a bunch of naysayers, understandably. There's a lot of people that don't like it, and they make fun of it or whatever. And I think that those are people that might have once liked it, but they feel like they've grown out of it or whatever, and they move on to, I only collect the first pressing Blue Note RVG stamp with the Plastilite P and the deep groove. Those type of people, which nothing wrong with it. I love seeing that deep groove, just like anybody else. But what I like to see is people excited about records. That's what I like to see. And Record Store Day gets people really excited about records. I have friends that collect, and they make a whole day of it. They go out and they get breakfast, and they go out to Record Store Day, and they wait in line, and they get what they want, and they go out and they have lunch, and they spend the whole day just hitting record stores and having a great time. That is awesome. That is no way that is bad at all. And so, like I said, for a thriving community, there has to be diversity. There has to be different types of things that people like, for a thriving community. And, I like I said, I don't carry Record Store Day stuff at my store, but I have a buddy of mine that goes to a record store to support them on Record Store Day. And he grabs me, I'll send him a list, and he'll pick me stuff up, and I still am able to get some stuff, so it's really cool. But all that to say, I think a lot of reviewers and nitpicky people that are in vinyl community, or probably any collectible field, they grab a hold of things and they look for a reason to find something wrong with it. So they're like, but they're like, this is wrong because of that, and I can't stand the flippers, and I can't stand that, and this and that, and they nitpick all the things they think is wrong with it. But see, the thing is that with Record Store Day or whatever, there's a lot of people that are trying their best to make everybody happy, and it's just not possible. It's not possible to make everybody happy. So for me, I stand back and I look at Record Store Day, and there's nothing about it that helps me at all, really. There's nothing about it that works for me. A lot of the releases I would love to be able to get on different days. There's a lot of things about it that is inconvenient for me as a record store owner and a collector that's not able to go out on Saturday mornings because I'm running a shop, whatever. But I'm able to take a step back and look at it as a big picture and say, hey, this is good for the vinyl community, that it's good for me. This might not be perfect for me, but it's good for the community, and it's good for other people. And there are people that have devoted their lives to make this really good for some people. So let them have this one, I'll get the next one. Whatever, you know, you got to be able to see the good in something and not let the bad bother you so bad. So every record store day, I know that there would be more traffic than normal, so I put out a bunch of really good used stuff. People come, they buy it, they get excited. Some people come and they're like, yeah, I don't really wait in line for the new release stuff. I'd rather just get really good used stuff. And so everybody's happy. So, do you want to see what I added to my collection? I'll show you. This one I was the most excited about. This is the Allman Brothers Peach Picks Cream of the Crop 2003 highlights. Now, in 2003, I was 15 years old. So, I saw the Allman Brothers Band. It was my first really good concert that I saw. I'd seen a bunch of lame concerts before, but this was the first one I was really stoked about, really excited about. I actually had to sneak to this with a friend of mine. My parents wouldn't let me go because they thought there would be too much drug usage, and I was like, there won't be any drugs, you know, and there were. But anyways, not by me, but other people. But yeah, so I went to this tour, and there's actually a date in Raleigh, which is close to Charlotte. And it just has the same sound. And so I remember walking out. Actually, my mom found out I was there at the concert. And when I was walking out of the gate, she was there waiting on me. And she was pissed. But anyways, they had recorded the show, soundboard recordings, and they were selling the CD. It was like a 3 CD set. And they were spitting them out. I don't know how they did it so fast, but they were selling the CD to that show so you could have the show. And it was like $40, so I couldn't afford it. I was 15 years old. And I was like, dang it. So I hope to get that CD someday. I've never really sought it out. I've got the Raleigh show on CD because I got it in a collection, but I'd like to get the Charlotte show. But anyways, this is close enough for me. And it's really good. And I saw this on the list, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. There's no way. So it's really cool that this exists, and I was able to add it to my collection. So I'm really excited about it. It's limited edition, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. This Art Pepper meets the rhythm section. This is the Kraft recordings. Kraft does some great pressings, and last year I think they did the Kenny Dorham, Quiet Kenny, and it blew up. Everybody wanted it after the fact, and you know, great pressing for a good price, audiophile quality. And so I was like, I better get that Art Pepper. So I'm excited to get this a listen. One of these Bill Evans releases on Resonance Records. I was really excited to get. I'm a big Bill Evans fan. I feel like jazz, incredible jazz pianist. These were limited edition to like 6,500-ish. Yep. Mastered really well, audiophile recordings. These are usually really sought after the fact. People are always, looking for them. And they're great sounding recordings. So I cannot wait to crack these open and listen to them. Been on a big grunge kick, you guys know that. So this Alice in Chains, We Die Young. It's like a little EP, studio EP, kind of like most of them. You could get these originals. They're like $200 or something like that. But I don't have one, and I've been really on a huge Alice in Chains kick, so I was glad to get this one. And these were like $15, so they were cheap. This is called Speed, Glue, and Shinky. The album is called Eve. So Shinky Chen, the guitar player on this is Japanese hard rock, and it is nuts. Crazy fuzz guitar, really good stuff. I love this record, and it's got the obi that kind of mimics the original, or an early obi from the originals of this, or an early press anyways. But saw this, and I think I have a bootleg of it, so I was glad to get in a official pressing. And they always get me with the Grateful Dead releases. I wouldn't say I'm a Grateful Dead completist, but I'm close. I like to get as many of the box sets I can get. I love the Dead. I love this tour. This is Wembley, Empire Pool, London, 72. So you got that European tour going on. This is limited edition of 10,000. I love the artwork on these. The quality is incredible. And so I always want to get that Grateful Dead box set that they put out on Record Store Day. They almost always do. There's some Grateful Dead release that they always put out. So all that to say, if you are a naysayer and you hate Record Store Day, maybe take a step back and think, maybe it might not be good for me, but it could be good for other people. Maybe, it makes other people happy, and so it's probably good for the community, and it leaves more OG stuff out in the wild for you to pick. You know what I mean? And if you love Record Store Day, love Record Store Day and do it and go support the shops, because I'm telling you what, it was. I mean, in the point that in the future that I do plan to do it. I think I think I'll do it. I don't know. Throwing down that much money and hoping that the masses show up to buy it is terrifying. And so support your shops. What they do a lot of times is a labor of love for you to keep you happy. So I strongly encourage you to keep supporting shops and keep supporting Record Store Day and keep just seeing the good in things and doing what is best for the community. That is the name of the game, I think. And so thank y'all for watching this video. We appreciate it. And also, let me know your view on Record Store Day. What do you think about Record Store Day? Hit me in the comments. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys next time.